Hello guys, and welcome to another ProfileTree video. So in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the best websites to learn web development. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So why exactly should you learn web development? First of all, it's an in-demand skill. So web development is a highly sought after skill in the digital era. Businesses, organizations, and individuals all need websites and web applications to establish an online presence. And that, of course, will lead to numerous job opportunities in the tech industry. As well as this, it'll allow you to have creativity and expression towards web development. The reason for this is you'll be using that creativity to design and build visually appealing and interactive websites, and you can bring your ideas to life and showcase your work in a global audience. As well as this, you can become an entrepreneur, or you can do some freelance work. So knowing web development empowers you to create your own websites or work as a freelance web developer, offering your services to clients worldwide and potentially running your own business. And it's a career advancement. So web development skills can complement various job roles and industries. It can also help you stand out among job applicants and improve your job prospects, and of course lead to career advancement opportunities. You'll have continuous learning and innovation overall when learning web development. So with the field of web dev, as well as software engineering, it's constantly evolving with new technologies and frameworks emerging, especially with AI now. And learning web development allows you to stay updated with the latest trends and continuously improve your skills. And if you're wanting to do a little bit of remote work, it'll open you up to those opportunities. So if you work for a company and you get hybrid working, then that means you'll only have to go into the office and you'll do most of your work from home. So web development can offer remote work, and of course that'll enable you to work from anywhere with an internet connection and provide flexibility in your work-life balance. So you can see that there's already loads of opportunities and reasons as to why you should learn web development. So what we'll do now is take a look at some of the different websites that you can upskill for web development. Okay, so getting into the best websites to learn for web development. First of all is the W3 Schools. Now this is a great website to learn web development. It offers interactive tutorials, references for HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and of course other web development technologies. So what we'll do, we'll take a look around and we'll see some of the useful areas we can use this website for web development. So anyway, starting off with HTML. You've got a list of the different languages up there. So the Django, that'll be Python, and they've got Python here as well. And if I click on HTML, so we'll go back to that one, we can have an in-depth tutorial on HTML or purely HTML. So if we click on study HTML, we just get a little background on it. It stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and just a list of other stuffs there. So you have elements, says that it consists of series of elements, and as well as that, we can see on our left side a list of other areas to learn, like HTML editors, basic, attributes. We've got paragraphs, styles, formatting, HTML, CSS, links, images, favicon being the actual logo on the top of the browser. So I'll show you that now. So that's what we're seeing now, which is W3 Schools. So just a whole load of areas to have as an accessible resource, especially for beginners as well, to get started with web development. And if we go back, so HTML, it pretty much tells us, like, things that we could try for ourselves. So we'll try this. So it's saying that this is a heading and this is a paragraph. So if we use a p tag or p element, it'll state as a paragraph. This forward slash is actually the closing tag, so it's needed in order to actually display the text that you have. So if I did remove it and I ran it, you could see that it comes off because it actually doesn't link to the bottom part since I didn't close off the tag. But if I do close it, so /h1 and then like that, and then run it, you can see that that's now ran that. So a couple of areas where you could do it. You could save the code as well. You can change orientation, change theme. So, and then of course we could also take a look at all the other areas, which is stated. So yeah, great little website there. Packed full of different languages. We could do exercises as well, so we can get quizzed on it. We can do an exercise. You could see all the other languages that are available to you, and it's not just the coding language. You also have stuff like MySQL and SQL, and there's Git as well, Go, MongoDB, AWS Cloud, PostgreSQL, TypeScript, the Django, Kotlin. So very useful areas there. And we have a bit of the Py, so NumPy, SciPy, and then Bootstrap as well. So they're all fairly handy languages to learn. And then of course you can get certified as well if you want to do. So a couple of other areas there. So you can create a website, track your learning as well. So yes, overall, it's just a great accessible resource for whether you're a beginner or someone who's a little bit more professional but just want to get a touch up. This would be the site for you. On to our next one here, which is FreeCodeComp. So the URL for this is freecodecomp.org. Anyway, you've got a couple of options there in terms of the certification. So it's more or less the same as W3 schools, but this platform pretty much offers a comprehensive and free curriculum for learning web development, and that'll include HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and of course various frameworks. You have other ones as well there, like the relational database certification. So if you want to learn more into the databases, then you can. There's front-end development as well. You've got JavaScript and machine learning as well. So those are all pretty handy areas to learn, especially if you are a beginner. Anyway, with the responsive web design, we could take a look at some of the courses. So this is to build a cut photo app, so we can start that project. Go ahead and click on that. So this is pretty much what it's asking us to build. So this is an overview on it. So we'll go ahead and start coding. Then it lists all the other steps. So our first step is to have a H1 element and change it to cut photo up. So that is pretty much it. So check the code. You could see that that is the cut photo up. So that's for H1 tag. We'll check out the next one. So H1 through H6 heading elements. So that's H1 being the biggest, H6 being the lowest. So if we take a look here, if we will make a mistake here, we'll do H6 just so I can demonstrate it. So the cut photos up, you can see how it's smaller. Cut photos, which is bigger. And if I have it on the biggest element, which is H1, you can actually add it to that. As well as this, you can actually add like italics and stuff. So play around with it, do as much as you can. See if this works. So you can see now that that's italics. So you can make it bold, do whatever you want, but follow the steps basically and then check the code, see if it goes, yep. And then the next one is where we're going to add our gallery. So it's asking us to do a paragraph of see more cut photos in our gallery. So we'll go ahead and do that. So less than P more than, and then see more cut photos in our gallery. Okay. P like that, and then we can check our code. So that's happy enough. Next challenge. So commenting allows you to leave messages without affecting the browser display. It allows you to make code inactive. A comment in HTML starts with less than exclamation dash dash, contains any number of lines. So we need to do add a comment above the P element with this text. So to do like that. So we'll go ahead and do that now. So it's basically asking us to leave a message. Now, why is it important to leave messages in the first place? So say you are doing a development on a website, and of course it can be a little bit, you can get forgetful in terms of what you've coded. So the best thing to do is actually leave comments. So say there's a particular amount of code that does something, but another developer didn't know what that stood for, so deleted it, and now the website has issues. That's the reason why you would have or leave comments on your actual development tool. So that's more or less what we're doing here. So what we're going to do is less than exclamation dash dash, so to do, and then we'll just say add link to cut photos. And then we need to close that off. So you can see how that turned or highlighted, and now it's not highlighted since I've added that little arrow or the more than sign. And you can see that I'm asking either myself to do in the future or another developer to add link to cut photos, and then we'll see if that is good. Okay, so it looks like it is good. So that pretty much passes. So we'll go ahead and go to the next challenge. So we've done the cut photo up, done the cut photos, we've done the to-do link, and then of course the see more cut photos in our gallery. And this one is the HTML5. So identify the main section of this page, adding a main opening tag before the H1 element and main closing tag after the P element. So just skip the head there. You just put one at front or the start of the code and then one at the very last. But yeah, pretty much just go through challenge by challenge. This is what the FreeCodeComp is all about. And now this is more or less the same for any of the other ones. You've got HTML, you've got CSS, JavaScript, the whole lot for the different web development technologies is available through FreeCodeComp, and you can of course get certified as well. So pretty cool. It's all there for you. So yeah, would highly recommend to check out the freecodecomp.org. So if you're looking for extensive and authoritative documentation on web development technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, then you would want to take a look at the MDN web docs. So this is developer.mozilla.org. So majority of all the documentation is here, as well as HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You also have other frameworks as well to look at. So you have web APIs, so a couple of different ones there. There's HTTP, web extensions as well, web technology, and you've got your guides here as well. So we can actually take a look at the learning area for web development. So we have an introduction to HTML, CSS first steps, JavaScript as well, and it gives you a structured in-depth detail on the different topics. So if we take a look at introduction to HTML, we can get an introduction to HTML. So we'll take a look at it. So it gives you a brief history on it. What you more or less have here is a book online. So anything that you need to refer back to, you can find it here. So you've got HTML5, HSTS, you've got HTTP3, hyperlink, hypertext, so a couple of the other stuffs there as well that you may want to learn. So this is more or less to do with IoT, so Internet of Things. So there's quite a lot of stuffs to learn about. So you've got the IP address, IPv4, IPv6, so quite a bit to learn on that. And we'll take a look at CSS, so the cascading style sheets, a couple of different ones there as well. Learning about the styling text, layout, you've got references as well, box models, cookbooks, and so a couple of other stuffs there. And then we'll take a look at JavaScript. So they've got a few areas as well. So tutorials, references, so toString. So quite a bit to learn in terms of coding for web development, but you've more or less got the full documentation of everything you need to get started with web development. So you guys may have seen this consistently advertised, and rightly so, as it is a great interactive coding website. It offers a vast amount of coding exercises, courses covering various web development technologies, as well as back-end programming languages and frameworks. So we'll take a look into it. Now you can learn it for free. You can sign up with all the other areas there like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, so whatever you have. Or you can just sign up with them. Now we'll take a look right into the courses that they have. So we even have one for the AI system, which is ChatGPT, so you guys may have heard of that as well. But anyway, we're looking more into the web development. So you would need to learn is HTML, JavaScript, learn SQL, and if you are new to coding, you can choose to do the programming languages course. There's a career in tech, so we'll take a look. We'll have a look through this. So it's getting a 4.6 rating out of 5. Now, it's more or less just an area where you can read the articles and try things out yourself. So we'll take a look at the programming language here. So we will need to sign in, so I'll go ahead and do that now. So this is just an introduction. So welcome to choosing a programming language. After this unit, you will be able to understand what to consider when picking a language, compare and contrast various programming languages, and understand aspects of popular languages such as JavaScript and Python. So we'll click Next. So just an insight on what we're actually using it for. So we'll just say grow in my existing role. And here we are. There's a couple of areas where you can try things out. So we can create a fantasy adventure game. So that'll be great for web applications, decrypt secret messages, or build your own Reddit app. But for now, we'll skip that. Just an introduction as to why you should learn the languages, and a couple of YouTube videos as well on it. So let's see. We'll say 4. So JavaScript as our first language, so this is where we're going to be learning first. And then just more of an insight on JavaScript. Now we can take the course as well. So this is it. So let's have a look. So take a look at the code below and press the run button if you want to try. So we can change things about, like we can change the forecast. So we'll run it, see what happens. It is sunny, bring sunglasses. So of course, constant forecast, sunny, rainy and snowy. That's our 3 elements. Then of course our integer, which is 0. So let the number equal 0. So we're using the if-else statement here. So if sunny, and then that'll of course equal sunglasses, and then if rainy, then that'll equal an umbrella, and then snowy, a coat. So that'll then take into account with the numbers of days, and it is forecast bring. So that's basically, this is the code to actually make it work, but this is all the elements that we're trying to create for. So that's more or less how that works. So you can check the answer, that's how that runs. So that's pretty good. That's JavaScript. Then of course, since it will be like a trial version or a paid for course, then you will have to either use a mobile app or whatever you got. So we'll just continue on from here. There should be other ones as well. So then it gets into detail with Python as well. So this is what Python looks like. We'll see. So here we are. Code. Our name is Cody. Print name. Okay, so scroll down, hit run. So that's how that works. Then of course we got an insight as to what Python's all about. So it's machine learning, building websites, software testing. And it is a very, very simple language to learn. You can actually create more or less anything you want on it, which is why it's a great programming language to learn first, rather than jumping into HTML and CSS straight away if you are looking to do web development. But yes, would highly recommend the use of Code Economy. As I said, it does provide interactive coding exercises and courses, which covers a lot for web development technologies. And as well as that, it does cover back-end programming languages and frameworks. So I highly recommend to use Code Economy. So our next one here is Udemy. Now, Udemy offers a vast collection of web development courses taught by instructors from around the world. So you can find courses on front-end technologies or back-end development as well, web design, and more. So we can take a look at some of the categories they have. So they do have other ones out there as well. For business, financing. So just remember, it's more or less just like an area for where tutors are able to provide that collection of tutorials or courses. So anyway, we're focusing on web development for this video. So we've got web development there. You've got other topics like JavaScript, React.js, Angular, Redux Framework, CSS, Node.js, ASP.NET Core, or TypeScript. So we'll take a look here now. So JavaScript courses. So there should be a list of different people who do provide this sort of expertise. You can see that you will have to more or less pay for it, especially if you do want to learn. You've got CSS, HTML. They do have other areas there. If you are a beginner, they've got a couple of beginner ones there. So 50 projects in 50 days. Let's see, you got HTML as well. So a bunch of the ones for HTML, so £29 for that one. So a list of areas to go through. You can check how much or how long you want to do your duration for in terms of learning. For your pricing, we could take a look at some of the free ones. They do have free ones as well. So web development by doing HTML or CSS from scratch. Build a quiz app with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's not all it doesn't have to be paid for. There are free ones as well out there. Same with CSS, web development, or front end development. They're all here. They're all going to be well, not all of them, but some of them will be free. You can see that they do have free courses, which is great. So there's one there, HTML5 or CSS3 using Dreamweaver. So yes, another area or another website, Udemy, which I would 100% recommend in terms if you're looking for a vast amount of learning resources, then this would be the one for you. Now, as I say, you can find courses on front-end technologies, back-end development, web design, and plenty more. Now, if you are wanting to take a look, they've got other ones there like software testing, software engineering, software development tools as well. So Git, Docker, Jira, GitHub, so things that you may want to learn, especially if you want to upload code. No code development as well. So there's WordPress, Wix, ChatGPT, web development, Elementor. So all those other areas as well that you could try to learn. But there you have it, guys. That is some of the different websites that you can use for web development. Now, if you enjoyed the video, drop us a comment in the comment section below. We'd like to know what you think. But other than that, I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you very much for watching.